Arian Leonard and Finn Faffard. On for Canada. And for Russia, Anna Kudraeva. Prokor Sivic, Adelina Bikbulatova, Kirill Borodashev, Aysanat Murtazaeva, and Igor Korovin. Zagitov is the reserve for this match, and he had a bronze medal yesterday. Referees for this match: Andreas Duvis, our video referee; Kelly Kohler, our foil referee; Mikhail Kagiev, our epee referee; and for saber, Guillermo Vallejo. But Karam, as I said, this was not a match we were necessarily expecting to see, but Canada has been full of magic all day, taking out Korea, taking out Italy, but I have a feeling that the Russians are going to, intuition and experience tells me the Russians are going to unload on them like a ton of bricks.
I don't know about that. I think you're right that the intuition is that the Russians are going to win this, but they're a spirited bunch, these Canadians. They've all fought incredibly hard, and sometimes in team events, the sum of all parts is greater than the individuals, and this Canadian team are proof of that. I think the key matches here are the foil ones. Bikbulatova and Borodashev are the key players in here for the Russian team. If after those foil matches Russia have got a lead, even if it's a small one, I think they'll win.
Well, Bikbulatova and Borodashev are both our cadet world champions in the individual event, and a third gold medal has gone to Aysanat Murtazaeva in women's epee. So that's a pretty big brick wall that the Russians have. But as you say, the Canadians are pumped up, they are game.
They've got nothing to lose here.
Absolutely not. They're guaranteed at least a silver medal. First up, women's saber, Marina Gwenchitskaya. For Canada, Anna Kudraeva. For Russia, and Guillermo Vallejo, our referee. Oh, Canada has become Go Canada.
Taking out Italy was a big scalp for them in the quarterfinals. You've got to say that unfortunately for them, it means that Russia, the target that Russia have put on the Canadians is going to be that much bigger. If the Russians are leading after 2 saber matches, I think they may well run away with this. And the key thing here is that you're going to have to say that Caulfield and Brosius, the 2 foilists for Canada, will know that they're going into 2 of the toughest matches of their lives in legs 3 and 4 here. And if their sabreurs can get them within touching distance, keep them close, maybe even have a lead after the 2 saber fights, then they're going to come into those fights much more pumped up, much more motivated.
Oh, lovely from Gwenchitskaya. Parry, counter parry. separation there. Well, Winchitskaya's saber bent in about 4 different directions, and she will give that up. Winchitskaya asking her opponent to connect her grounding clip. Referee says I better check that.
Oh no, he was just the body wire clip that connects the conductive jacket through to the scoring system was actually wrapped around the ground lead. And so one little tug of that and it would have ripped away, and the target area wouldn't have been set up for scoring. So a good spot there from the referee. She's done well. She's done really well.
Winchitskaya takes us out of the first. Canada in the lead. 5-4.
They needed a big start, and they certainly got it there.
Francois Cochon on for Canada. He has been strong all day. Prokhor Svitic for Russia. And I spoke to Cochon in the break, and he is not lacking in confidence, I can tell you.
Gonna need it here.
Quick parry there from Svitic.
Yellow card's got to come out. Oh, he's not going to give it. They've been giving those out all day today. Oh, that is a special hit. You know what? Cochon then, he went in for a fake attack. Svitic didn't fall for it. Waited for a moment to attack, almost picked it perfectly, but Cochon's reactions were superb there. And now Svitic is a bit of a sitting duck. He just didn't move his feet then. Russian just taking a moment there to settle back down again.
Attack Svitic there. Card coming out.
It's
going to the Canadian. Cochon on a yellow card.
The Canadian got the card because he stopped the fight unnecessarily. The referee felt that either he felt that Svitic hadn't started early, or that Cochon had one freebie, if you like, so Svitic was allowed one as well.
It's a challenge from the Russians, but the call stands. Oh my.
Got a really, I mean, he's a big guy, but his attack is very, very deceptive. It's much longer than you think.
Parry there for Svitic. Oh my.
The attack just goes through. The defence is, it's made to look weak, but it's not weak. It's that the attack is so much longer. It's going over the top of the parry. Three of those, easily three of those in that match were just because of that extra reach. I feel like it's almost like he's got half a step extra distance in that step lunge than his opponent's expecting.
Well, 10-7 as we go into the third, and the sabreurs have done their job. They've done what Canada needed them to do. But this will be, these next two legs will be the telling ones, won't they? Because 2 gold medalists for Russia. Jane Caulfield will face Bikbulatova, and Kelly Kohler in to referee.
Two in a row. Stepping into distance and bringing her arm back. Bikbulatova just stepping in to a sort of, well, I don't want to call it half-hearted, but just a not well set up attack. That's better from the Canadian. Yeah, first action is no from the Russian. She didn't re-establish the right of way. Caulfield picked up her moment to attack, and Bikbulatova effectively counter-attacked. Again, closing counter is this time off target, so a lucky one for the Canadian. And unlucky if you're looking at it from a Russian's perspective. Yeah, same thing again. Clever from Caulfield. She stepped away. Well, I can understand why the Russians called her for this, but I really don't think she's going to get this one overturned. The first action is no from the Russian. Gives Caulfield the right of way, and she's, for me, just picking up the timing in enough time. Even though Bikbulatova is very quick on the remise, on the continuation, for me, it's still Caulfield's. Referee comes back and changes it. Well,
that's a big change.
I think that's the one before must have been much clearer, and so Bikbulatova didn't want to call or take the risk of a video appeal.
Okay, score is set correctly now. 11 for Canada, 10 for Russia. Well, now will we have a Canadian challenge? We do.
Yeah, I don't doubt that the Canadian was going for the blade there. I think she was, but I agree with the referee on that occasion that Bibulatova just put in a stronger, more determined beat. And you have to favour whoever's initiating in a more clear way.
They are giving this a significant look. The call stands, tied at 11.
Right, job one done. Cut the deficit to 0. She's got 30 seconds to try and get the lead. One hit will be enough. It's not just the fact that you're taking. It's not just the fact that you've got into the lead. It's the fact that you have broken the other team, you've broken their spirit. Maybe not completely.
Target there.
It's a big hit, this one. If one of them scores another hit before the end of time, it's going to be a big fillet.
Is anybody going to go for it? Caulfield does.
And that's it then.
But that is it. Time runs out. One for Caulfield. Four for Bibulatova. And we go into the fourth tied at 11. That's not a bad outcome, though, for Canada, though, is it?
No, it's all right. It's okay. I was just looking down at the Canadian box to see what the spirits are like. And look, Caulfield is miffed, let's put it that way. She's not happy about her performance. But the rest of the team are, if you think about the game plan and they looked at the lineup, they would have said, we're level at halfway. We've still got ourselves in with a chance of fighting here. But this is a big one.
Well, this is cadet world champion Kirill Borodyshev. But Blake Brazos has been pretty tough in every one of these matches.
That's his hit for me, but the referee's actually, there was a beat in the middle. Just caught that on the replay screen below us. There's a beat right at the beginning of that action, and that's why Borodyshev got it.
There's nothing given there. Parry off target for Brazos. Still at Borodyshev's attack there.
Yeah, he can't afford to get into close quarters with Borodyshev. The Russian's just too good.
Lovely from Brazos.
Again, close quarters is not the way forward for the Canadian. Got to try and play with the distance before landing an attack from distance, not try to pull right into his opponent. That's better. That's much better. If Brazos can score a few more, I'd say if he can get, if you assume that Borodyshev is going to get to 20, if Brozis can get them to within 2 of the Russians, I think the Canadians are still in with a shout in the Epee matches. Again, it's the Russian controlling the distance.
Well, in the match against Italy, Brozis faced Alessio Di Tommaso and held him at bay. Carry off target there.
Oh, that's unlucky. Right idea, but again, Borodyshev able to just step in at the last minute and take the target away from Brozis. And by that, I mean, he knew that Brozis was going to be trying to flick around the back and bring the distance much closer. It's more difficult to angle the blade. But these attacks inside are really nice.
They are.
The fake one first sets it up, and then he's going with a, what we call a compound attack, but very, very neat. And there's a beating of the blades in the middle there. It's a para riposte. He just needs to just steady the fight down a little bit, Brozis.
Card coming out for Borodyshev.
He'll take that. He knows that Brozis, if he does steady the fight down a little bit, it's going to play more into that two-timed attack. He's going to get another card here, the Russian. And that's a point for the Canadian. Forced Korakor it was. There's no point in arguing with it. The Russian box are not at all unhappy about the decision. So we are happy about Borodyshev doing 2 Korakors in a row. Oh, that's a beautiful parry.
That was lovely. That was very nice.
Bit of saber on the feet, danced in, set the trap, lured the attack. Beautiful second intention parry riposte. And that's followed up with an absolutely delightful feint disengage attack. Made it look easy, but let me tell you that takes a lot of training, a lot of practice. Well, now this is risky. I think the first para riposte is no for Borodyshev, and so does the referee. I'm surprised that Brozis hasn't asked whether his one counts, but I think he did go past, so he is going to ask for a video. A funny angle down to where the referees are looking at the video replay system. I'd say there's a shout that Brozis could say that Borodyshev went past, but the referee said no.
Well, he's used his appeal, and that will do it. Brozis did a fair job in keeping Canada close and in it, but the last part of that really broke it open. 9 points for Borodyshev. 20 for Russia, 16 for Canada, and we start our épée part of this, and it is Ariane Leonard on for Canada and gold medalist Aizenat Murtazaeva for Russia.
I wonder if we're going to see non-combativity here. Leonard's got to stay sharp because the Russians not going to want non-combativity. With patience from Mertazeva. Lovely. So we've been through the two weapons of convention. We've been through saber and foil, where the referee decides whose turn it is to attack, who has the right of way. And now we come to epee, which is the purest form of sword fighting. It's literally a duel. First one to hit, no right of way. You can counter-attack. If you hit your opponent, they don't hit you, then you score the hit. You draw blood, if you like.
Well, it's slipping away now for Canada. Nothing given there. Pogiev was Moldova a referee. Zaeva just forcing that one through. That will end the fifth. 25 for Russia, 17 for Canada. Only one in it for Ariane Leonard, and that leaves Finn Fafford with a rather large challenge here, facing Igor Korovin. But Finn Fafford, he's done well today. He did well in the individual event. But I can't imagine that the Russians are going to show any mercy here.
Good patient work there from Farfad. He doesn't have to rush. 6 points in it at the moment, but if he rushes, he's offering Korovin the opportunity to pick up doubles. Epee's the only weapon. That's a nice hit as well. Epee's the only weapon where both fencers can score a hit at the same time, and Farfad really does not want any doubles at all. He can possibly avoid them. So taking his time and picking these hits off one by one is the way forward. He only has to go crazy once time starts to run out.
Well, he's doing a really good job here. Of course, that double doesn't help. But a couple of more single red lights, and the complexion of this match could change. That is what he did not need. I see the Russian team wearing black armbands, and I would presume that would be in memoriam of those involved in the St. Petersburg incident.
That was the first thing we did this morning.
Rovin pumped up, and ready to end this gold medal match.
Well, they got a silver medal in Bourges last year in the mixed team event, and they're one away from taking the title here in Plovdiv. And they've already confirmed top in the medal table. This is just the cherry on the icing on the cake.
And a large cherry it is. There we have it. Despite a game effort from Canada, Russia is our 2017 cadet mixed team champion. 30-21, our final score. And congratulations to them, but also the Canadians who have provided much entertainment and fun here today. And our final team salute. Well, the mixed team event is always fun and interesting. But tomorrow, it will be time to move on and start 6 days of junior